Alright guys, so today I'm going to talk about 5 things that I see bow hunters doing a lot that are wrong as far as your shooting process goes. So I'm going to go over 5 real quick things. We'll see if you're guilty of any of these things or see if you've got a good shot process down. So let's go over the first thing that I see all the time that people do wrong. I'm going to go over the grip. So with the grip, what I see people doing is either they don't have the proper grip, and when I say proper grip, you have this line that goes down your palm. And if you can see that line right here, right there, you want to be on this side of that line. You don't want to be on that side. So I see people doing that a lot. But when you see me shooting a lot of my videos, what you're going to see is you're going to see me getting pressure. You're going to see me get the release, and then you're going to see me put pressure to make sure that feels familiar. And then when I raise up and I draw, you're not going to see me shuffling my grip around. You're going to see me keep the same grip. A lot of guys will shuffle the grip, they'll change their grip, or on the shot, they'll actually grip their bow. Here's what it'll look like. You'll see a lot of guys be doing that. They'll grab their bow when it goes out. Now, that does a lot of bad things. Like I said, archery is all about duplication and consistency, and if you're changing things along your shot process, you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to get that duplication, and you're going to introduce a lot of things like torque into your shot. That's number 1. Second thing that I see folks doing, I'm not going to say wrong a lot. Guys, a lot of these things, it's choosing the right lane that you want to run in or shoot in, right? I mean, if you look, and I say this to new shooters all the time, if you look at shooting a bow like a track, you have multiple lanes on that track. You just have to figure out what lane's going to work for you and run in your lane. Don't worry about what the guy next to you is doing. If that guy's doing something different that doesn't work for you, then focus on what works for you. As long as you're on that track, and that's the basic foundational principles of shooting a bow, that you're going to be all right. So when you say you may be doing this wrong, you may be doing that wrong, I'm talking about basic foundational principles that are going to be on that track that you're going to want to follow no matter really who you are. So here goes the second thing. It's going to be stance. Now I'm not going to tell you how to stand. I'm not going to tell you how far apart your feet should be, whether you should be squared up, a little bit of an open stance. I prefer a little bit of an open stance. And here's where guys go wrong. Now, you'll see this, I posted a picture of me shooting my hinge, and for my bow, the draw's a little bit long for me to use my hinge, and so I'm leaning back. Now, when you're shooting a bow and you're standing, you should try and have, I call it shoot confident, look confident, have good posture. The top of your head should go straight down in between your hips, and it should just be basically a straight line. You don't want to be going like this, you don't want to be going like this, and you don't want to be collapsing on the shot. You want to be standing straight and get the most stability out of your stance. So whether you want to stand more open like this or you want to stand more closed like this, that's completely up to you. Just make sure that you're standing nice, tall, and confident, and you're not doing this kind of game on your shot. That's something that I see a lot of guys doing that'll cause more instability. Then that'll just cause you to lose accuracy on your shot. Now here's another thing. Now, face pressure for the string. I'll start getting into your anchoring, and then I'll start getting into some of the basic shooting things, but number 3 would be, I'll call it face pressure on the string. Now what you're doing here, and we'll get a close-up of it right here, is guys are going like this against their string. Now, that's not good. Here's why. When you do that, basically you're pushing your string over, and like I said, over and over and over again. If you're looking at duplication and consistency, now you're counting on one more variable to stay consistent on your shot. You're pushing that string over, you're pushing that peep over, so now you're aligning it to your housing different, and that's just introducing a whole nother variable that now you're going to have to keep consistent with, and that's just going to take away from your accuracy in the long run. So make sure that it's just basically anchored right here, and that the only really spot that's touching maybe the corner of your mouth a little bit or the tip of your nose. And you don't want to put too much pressure on the tip of your nose, because when you're at full draw you can push that peep down, and then again that'll change your alignment on your housing different, cause you to shoot low or high depending on how you're doing it. So that's number 3. Here goes number 4. So number 4, I call this having a chicken wing. I don't know what other guys out there call it. But basically having a chicken wing is, let me show you real quick, is when you draw your bow and you're anchoring. You may have to get behind me on this one here. Here's what a chicken wing looks like. Now, what does a chicken wing do? That pulls your bow over and it pulls the string in a different direction. And a lot of guys will start shooting left or right depending on whether they're too far this way or too far that way. And when you do that, you're also pushing your peep with your hand farther towards your face, changing your alignment to your housing. So again, stand nice and tall, go straight back, squeeze away, and the elbow should come straight back. I'm still squeezing. And it should go straight back. Now, you notice how my elbow went straight back, my bow went forward. That's because that was an unanticipated shot, which leads me into another area of your shot process. So chicken wing was number 4, here goes number 5. And this, I'm gonna get most people on this one. So if you're guilty, don't feel bad. Over 99% of the people that you see at the range, or that you'll see totally in general outside of a professional platform, will do this. And it's punching the trigger. Very common. Now, punching a trigger is part of target panic. You'll see guys outside of the obvious going like that or going like this. If you see somebody that shoots like this, and it'll look good, they're pretty much anticipating the shot. If you're not getting that separation, what you're going to get is you're not going to get much movement on that shot. So if you see somebody that just everything stands still, they're punching the trigger, but they're hiding it pretty well. So what it should look like, and again, I've already done it, where you get that good separation, is punching the trigger. And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be building bad habits. You're going to start punching the trigger, which means basically anytime that pin is near the bullseye, you're going to start getting that trigger happy response. You're going to start getting that urge to really, really just get that shot off. Now, you're going to cause a few things with your muscles when you do that. So sometimes when you see guys get close to getting the shot off, you'll see them go like that. They'll start flinching. What they're doing is that they're anticipating the shot. Their muscles are flinching. Their muscles are getting more tense, right? Because they're anticipating the shot. It's like developing a flinch with a gun. So here again, that's punching the shot, and then here's me squeezing away the shot. So got that nice little separation there, and you notice at the release, if you use a trigger one, you want to slowly make a fist and then also keep pulling back with that elbow. So, but again, punching the trigger, that's most people. Don't worry if you do that. But these are things to recognize and the way to figure it out if you are doing it, because a lot of this would be subconsciously. If you're subconsciously doing this, you're not going to know. Go ahead and video yourself. Get a slow-mo camera, get a phone, get a friend. If you have a friend, hopefully you do. Get them to video yourself and then start critiquing yourself on these things. Start figuring out how to get more accurate. I've learned how to do these things through filming myself. I find errors in my shooting process all the time through YouTube videos, through Instagram videos. So I'm constantly always working on these things. Hopefully you guys can go out there and do the same. So appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.